Advanced conditional formatting. Dealing with large volumes of data can be immensely frustrating, even when organized into cells in an Excel table. It can be hard to locate exactly what you want, when you want it, and compare it to other data sets. Here's where conditional formatting swoops in. It does to MS Excel what the KonMari method does to your physical spaces. KonMari, just so you know, is a popular way to declutter your home, your office, and storage spaces. In conditional formatting, there are options to set parameters to decide what data you want to view and interact with in a visually appealing and simpler way. So, let's look at the various ways we can use the advanced features of conditional formatting to make our data look better and to make analysis easier. Comparative and visual representation of data. Raj is reviewing the sales revenue of 12 of his employees. To understand the comparative performance of each employee, he can make use of data bars, icon sets, or color scales available under the conditional formatting options. To customize the data bars, simply click on the More Rules option. A dialog box that provides more features for further customization pops up. Other than the external appearance of the data bars, there's also an option to limit the range of data that you want to compare. For instance, if you'd like to exclude values less than 50,000 rupees and more than 70,000 rupees, you can do so by making use of this option. Make sure you select the type option and allow for numerical input. Data bars, color scales, and icon sets each have their own benefits. Data bars use the highest value as a standard of comparison, representing it with a full block of color. If a lot of the values lie within the same range, it is difficult to adequately differentiate and compare them. Color scales can be a slightly better means of comparison. Each cell is represented in either a 2-color or a 3-color scale. Excel has default ranges, but by using the More Rules option, you can define ranges on the basis of percentile, percentage, or specific numeric values. The problem with this is that numbers sometimes fall into a numerical range between these options. If a number falls between the middle and upper range of numbers, such as rupees 8,000 in this example, it is marked in a shade of the colors which can sometimes be difficult to differentiate. The third option is to use icon sets. By default, these divide the data into an upper, lower, and middle range on the basis of percentile. This again can be customized further as per your preferences of range and appearance. The problem with using icon sets is that it tends to be rather broad-based and reductive in nature. It cannot demonstrate ranges within a given subcategory. Let's take an instance wherein you define your ranges as 0 to 20, 20 to 40, and 40 to 60. A value of 21 and a value of 39 both would be represented by the same symbol despite their significant gap. Formatting of a range of values. Identifying and formatting specific data sets is relatively easy on MS Excel. Step 1. Under the Conditional Formatting button, go to the Highlight Cells Rules option and select one of the many options provided therein. For this example, we've chosen the Between the option to highlight cells lying between the values of 50,000 and 65,000. A dialog box appears where you can enter the required values for the range. There is a drop-down list with default formatting options that can easily be customized as per one's requirements. The cells that fulfill the set criteria will be highlighted as specified. If you want to streamline your search further, say for instance to find out which employees have been underperforming this quarter, simply go to the top or bottom rules option under conditional formatting and select the below average option. Employees that are underperforming or are performing better than the rest can be highlighted and the highlight customized as per requirements. Under the More Rules option, you can further specify the numerical parameters on the basis of which you want to sort out your data. The range of options and customizing features that Excel provides makes numerical formatting easy to carry out. It is slightly more challenging to format cells or rows based on another cell's value, linking the value of a data set to a single cell. While Raj is adept at using Excel and knows how to create rules to find the terms or values he is looking for, it can be inefficient to do this repetitively. It might be useful to designate one cell which is linked to a specific set of data. That way, he would only have to change that cell's value and not redefine a formatting rule. Let's see how this can be done. Step 1. Begin by selecting the row which you wish to apply conditional formatting to and select New Rule under Conditional Formatting. Step 2. Select Use a formula to determine when this value is true. Type equal to into the designated space in the dialog box that appears. We use this symbol at the beginning of many of the custom equations and rules in Microsoft Excel. Step 3. Select the first cell in the series. It automatically appears in the dialog box with two dollar signs. In this case, $A, $2. It is important to delete those dollar signs because they act as an anchor and will not apply the rule to the entire list. Step 4. Type equal to and select the cell you want to link the entirety of this list to. It should look like this. Step 5. Select the format option and customize as per requirements. After having applied these settings, simply type in whichever key term you're searching for in the designated cell and it will be automatically highlighted. In our example, we chose to type tables to be highlighted, highlighting a row based on the value of a single cell. In the event that you want an entire row to be highlighted based on a specific value, the process is similar to the highlighting of a single cell with a few differences. Let's look at the steps. Step 1. Since this involves highlighting an entire row, select all of the data except the subheadings for each column and then open the New Rule option. Step 2. Select Use a formula to determine when this value is true. Type equals to $B6 equals to $D3 into the dialog box. In this case, we begin with cell B6 since it is the first cell in the data series. The dollar symbol before the row number 6 has been removed, but the one before the column B is left as it is. This is because we want to find values within row B but not the entire sheet. The equal to symbol and the designated cell, in this case, is D3, links the data to the single cell. We do not remove the dollar symbols from this cell. This is because we only want this cell to be linked to the entire data set. Step 3. Select Format to customize the formatting as per your preferences. After this has been set, click OK. Your required row will now be highlighted based on the value you input. Highlighting both a row and a column at the same time. Both a row and a column can be highlighted at the same time if linked to separate destination cells. Select the entirety of the dataset excluding both the subheadings of the rows and columns and click on the New Rule option under Conditional Formatting. Now, after selecting Use a formula to determine which cells to format, write equals to in the cell at the beginning of the list. Remove the dollar sign from row number 8 so as to anchor our selection to row C only. write equals to again and select the designated cell, in this case F4, which automatically appears as $F$4. The required row is highlighted based on the input in the cell that it is matched with. In this case, the output relating to sofas gets highlighted. For highlighting columns, a similar process is followed. Go to Conditional Formatting, then click on the New Rule option before you finally choose the Use a formula to determine which cells to format. In this case, however, the $sign is removed from the front of the letter designating the column, which here is column D. This is because we want the headings in row 7 to be considered when highlighting that column. Again, you can select formatting as per your preferences. When you input a value designating the cell you're referring to, the column gets highlighted. Summary. We have seen how to visually represent a data set so that we can compare values, format a range of values, and highlight values based on conditions we define. A great and impressive addition to the way we present our data and our analysis. This concludes our lesson on advanced conditional formatting.